Championship is a reading competition where all the National Libraries of South Africa's centres for the book, affiliated book clubs, compete against each other. Nomawethu Solwandle is there. She's covering the event for us. Nomawethu, give us a little bit more. Where are you right now?
Well, a very good morning to you once again, Leanne. Indeed, we are in George in the Southern Cape, where the 9th Funda Mzantsi Championships have gotten underway inside. That's why it's a bit quiet behind me. But to tell us more about this is the CEO of the National Library of South Africa, Professor Rocky Rilebipi Simela. Did I say it right?
Yeah. Did I get it right? Very close.
Thank you. Now, you are one of the two partners that run the Funda Mzantsi Championships. Why did you start this whole thing?
I will take you back to 2010. There was a study that was done about the reading levels of South Africans, and it was horrifying. The results were horrifying. The findings were that South Africans do not read, and very few families had any books even in their own homes. So it became a project of the National Library of South Africa for us to really try and develop reading minds, to inculcate the culture of reading in South Africa. So we were able, through the Department of Arts and Culture, to create this project, and every year it has grown from leaps and bounds. I mean, we started with just 3 book clubs. If you will, you can call it a book club movement across the country. Today we are talking about 204 book clubs. And in 2010 we were just alone. We were doing it single-handedly. But the Department of Correctional Services came on board when they realized the potential that this could really do in rehabilitating the inmates.
And Professor, how have you worked with the Department of Correctional Services in assisting these inmates? What sort of skills do you give them?
You know, we have libraries in all the prisons in South Africa, and we trained the inmates to be the librarians, if you will, to run those libraries. One thing that we know is that when people read, their minds become very creative. They can be focused and they can be productive. You have talked earlier to some of the inmates who have actually published books. So our program is not just a reading program, but we also do the publishing. We get manuscripts from it's not just the inmates, it's everybody in South Africa in all the 9 provinces. As I said, we started with only 3 languages. Today we have representation of all the 11 official languages, and for the first time we have people living with the blind people who can actually participate in this using Braille and all other forms of reading that they use.
So this has been a successful event. I mean, you're now in your 9th year.
Yes.
What are still some of the challenges that you're seeing that you'd like to work on to make this an even bigger initiative?
We would like to really have all the youth participate in. We want to make this a campaign. We want to make this a festival. We want people to begin to really realize that if they read, they can actually enjoy it. It's enjoyable. Leisure reading is quite enjoyable. They can study further. They can find out more about the world and about themselves. That is how we get to be the South Africa that we want. Part of the AU 2063, the Africa we want.
Well, thank you so much for your time and for joining us this morning, and good luck for the rest of the week. For that, there was the CEO of the National Library of South Africa, Professor Rocky Rilebipi Simela. I got it right. With that, it's back to you guys in Johannesburg.
Nomawethu, thank you very, very much for bringing us up to date on a feel-good story, but